It's Rosa Hart. And we're still playing Cinderella. It's been more than a week since Rod and I returned to the Marshes. He has been avoiding me ever since that day. Not that we have much cause to be around each other nowadays. I am on my feet preparing for M's ball. This is ridiculous. Better too busy than bored, princess. I stopped for a moment to better balance the pile of fabric that I am carrying. One of the maids have ordered me to bring this to a side room so that it can be sorted out. I am being ridiculous to fetch and carry, and I have made no progress on except my first good deed. I doubt that simply following orders from the other maids will help me get my first good deed. I felt a shuffle in my pocket, and the nose ran peeking her vulture face out. Better to obey than disobey, at least. You're not going to get a good deed being stubborn. Anyway, you got to put yourself out there a bit, princess. You can't do whatever conferred for you. That's not good. Dawn has been no help at all. Wait, I recognize this place. Isn't this where your room is? I stopped in front of the door to my old bedroom. Ever since I came here, I have been ignoring this room, not wanting to see what the king did to it during my absence. Do you not want to go in? Why should I? It's not as if my room's my room anymore. Oh, you're no fun. Ain't you curious at how it's changed? I would be lying if I said that I wasn't. I guess a little peek wouldn't hurt. I stepped in the room and closed the door behind me. Huh? It's like I stepped into past the room exactly as I left it. It seemed completely untouched. A moment later, Dorian is standing before me in her human form. It looks like someone's been dusting in here. Strange. No one should remember who this room even belongs to. I glance around, eyes wide. Everything looks the same. I put the fabric that I am carrying down on my bed and made my way to the shelf of dolls. Eyes paused at a stiff-looked doll. This one wasn't not here before. Then raised an eyebrow. Maybe you just don't remember that one because she wasn't very memorizable. You do have a lot of dolls after all. No, I know each of my dolls by name. This one's definitely new. She looks very similar to the dolls I saw at Fern's shop. I quickly turned to the sound of the doorknob. My eyes moved to the door, but she had already turned into the doll, tucking herself in the corner of the shelf with the rest of my dolls. Em stands in the doorway, eyes my concern. Rose, why are you doing here? I made a mistake. I thought I was supposed to bring these fabrics here. I was hoping she does not see through my lie. Em shakes her head and smiling. It's not your fault, Rose. You're still getting used to the palace and its many rooms. I got lost here all the time when I first arrived. This room's interesting, though. Father's ordered that it be kept clean, but otherwise unstable. Why would he say that? He wouldn't say why, but it appears this room is very special to him. Maybe it belonged to someone he cherished. Cherished? What a joke. Still, I can't help but feel I hope at her suggestion. I don't think Father would like either of us being here. We should leave soon. I only came here to put a ribbon on one of the dolls. One of the dolls? Yes, I put one of my dolls here. She walks past me and except the doll I did not recognize. I brought this. I knew Emma always visited Vern, but I did not think she liked dolls. She always preferred reading and buying books, so why did she have this doll? Do you like dolls? Well, I mean, I don't mind them, but I don't usually buy them for myself, no. So why did you buy this one? Irene looked at the doll with a sad smile and shakes her head. I'm not sure. I bought it as a gift. I remember that much. I was going to give it to someone who liked dolls, someone I wanted to befriend. I don't know why, but it feels right to leave the doll here until I can remember who I was meant to give her to. Em is silent for a moment before she turns to me with a bright smile. I know you have a delivery to make, but could you come with me to the palace entry first? Mara is still busy talking with the cooks, so the fabrics can wait. I reserved the urge to glare at her. She better not be dragging me around to do more errands. I sent a delivery and I might need your help. I thought so. I have no choice but to nod. Of course. And following towards the entry, and there I see the delivery carriage. A familiar person stands beside it. Victoria. And pulls into a tight hug. I turn my attention away to glare at the number of the boxes at the back of the carriage. I will no doubt have to help carry them inside. How are the plan for the ball coming? I'm smouching forced at first, but then easing into something softer. It's going well, I suppose. How about the wedding? Diamond and I have finished the date. It'll be 2 days after your ball. I can't wait to see you in your wedding dress. These two always talk so much when they are to get together. I ignore their chant as I walk up the carriage, serving the boxes, and pull aside. What's in this box? Oh. And reach out and grab one. She hands it to me. I'm helping with the ball decorations. I came by with parts of the order today. Parts of it? Careful, it's a bit heavy. I take the box from her hands and nearly stumble. This is heavy. I should have the mail service do this. Queen Anne placed quite a large order. I brought the more fabric designs first. Oh, the glass bubble and faces. I glanced at my teeth and shipped the box in my arms, attempting to make it easier to hold. I thought you worked at a toy shop. Yes, but we also have airing designs sent to party decorations. What kind of toy shop is that? Rose, will you be alright? I feel a little noise sitting with me. I am obviously not alright. I reach out to help me with the box, but she is too late. I only took one step forward when the box slides and stubbers. I managed to crick in my arm, but its weight's too much for me. Before I hit the ground, I felt strong arms around my waist, pulling me up tight. The box is taken from me. Ha ha ha, Rod, you have a heart somewhere in there. My heart and mind are racing from the moment. I can't compare what just happened. Are you alright, Rod? I glanced to the side, and I am shocked to see Rod standing there. The speck on my face gave nothing away, but with our close distance, I can see our flicker of emotion in his bright eyes. Concern. Am I? Rose, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Rod pushed me, and I stumbled forward, almost tripping on the ground. He raised his eyes at me. Know your limits, Rose. I glanced at him and bubbled up my chest. I could tell him off, but that wouldn't be nice, especially since he just helped me. Clench my fist and take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. I will not stoop to his level. He is the one being cruel here, not me. You shouldn't have Someone tried to carry something that was too heavy for you. I will not take responsible if you get hurt. Rod, you shouldn't be angry with her for trying to help. It was me's fault giving her something so heavy. Victoria, what are you doing here? Rod's voice is still cold. Victoria stares by his tone. I only came to deliver some of the decorations for the ball. And you thought Anne and her maid could carry these things on their own? Rod, this is not her fault. I'm the one who chose to bring Rose with me. I understand the size of the delivery. Victoria was delivering the supplies. At least she admitted her mistakes. I never thought Rod would be so stubborn. And spoke softer as she looked at her brother. She looked sad. Rod ignored her and picked up the box I had been carrying. He begins to walk before he suddenly stops and glances back at me. Come on, Rod. We're going to call some service to carry these boxes. He turns around and begins to walk. And personal maid, not his. I glance at him, who nodded her head. I really am sorry. Thank you for helping my brother, Rose. I caught you ever so slightly before run after Rod. Rod, wait. Picks up his pace as I'm trying to lose me. I turn the corner and barely stop myself before running right into Rod's pack. What now? Why are you so angry at me? I barely even spoke to you. Your more pern is enough to darken my mood. I glance at his arms and cross my arms. Fine, you call me cruel, but right now you're the worst than I ever was. I don't need someone who hasn't even managed a single good deed to lecture me. I've tried very hard to resist the urge to slap him. You're supposed to help me get a good deed. As I said before, I never agreed to this. I still refuse to help you. Rod starts to walk away. I hurry after him. I cannot help but recall how he was with Victoria earlier. I thought they were friends, but he treats her like at the toy shop too. Why were you so angry with Victoria earlier? No reason. I raise an eyebrow when Rod quickly answers the question. Then you were cold for no reason. You have such a pride and discretion. Rod frowns, but has no remnant for my words. You must be glad, cold, and unforgiving. Friendly, excuse me. That would explain why you treat Victoria as you did. I had thought that you two were child friends. Victoria was always closer with Emily than me. We may have been friends once, but we since became distant. It's not your business. I pause as we pass by my door, remembering that I've both the fabrics and Dorian inside. I made my way towards the door and opened it. What are you doing? None of your business. Enjoying your trip? I frown when I see her sitting on a bed in human form. What would you have done if it wasn't me? Us witches have a self of these things. Dorian slowly enters the room. It's nice to see you here, lady. Dorian. Nice to see you too, little Sebastian. Why are you here? Dorian slugs as she and her nails. I thought it would help the princess here since someone doesn't seem very willing. Rod frowns his eyes at her. I didn't. Yes, I know you didn't sign up for this. But do you really think you have a choice, Rod? Rod looked at Rod pointlessly. You know the concern if this fails. Rod looks away and conflicted. Concern? What are you talking about? Concern for not helping me with my curse? Rod sighs heavily before turning back to Dorian. He does not pay attention to me. I'm not the right person for this. Don't matter what you think. The princess thought you were. So stick up and do your job. Rod is silent for a few moments before he finally faces me and looks resistant. I will help you then, but don't expect to change my opinion. I shrug at him. It's not like I was expecting you to in the first place. And grins with a cheery him. Good talk. Rod sighs. In order to claim your good deeds, you're going to need the men of what you broke before. I thought I already know what he is going to say. My sister has always wanted to be your friend, so you must do that. Show her kindness and you may be able to get your first good deed through her. Show her kindness, huh? Dorian decides to stay in my room for the meantime, saying that she'll believe Rod will be able to help me for now. Later, I made my way to the dinner room with the fabrics I see on arms inside. Rose, I see you have the fabrics. Thank you. And takes the arming sample of the fabric and begins inspecting it, and walks up to me. Where's Rod? He returns to his studies. Alright, he has history lessons today. I am yet to finish my history homework, which is due tomorrow. As in aloud, I pondered what Rod told me earlier. I must become an friend, but that's really a good deed? I hope Rod didn't send the service out before he went back to his room. I want to tell him that Victoria and I have already called off on guards to bring the boxes inside. Maybe he decided to start his lessons early so that he could make your dance lessons this evening. Dance lessons. Far wants to hire the best dancer and earn, but I always feel more comfortable with Rod teaching me. He's a good dancer, so far has allowed it. That is surprising. I do not know what Rod could dance. He used to prefer singing, but then tells off. I knew that she is talking about the fairy tale curse, but I do not expect her to tell such information to a maid like myself. He decided to focus on dancing for the past few months. Oren glanced down at the fabric, then looks up and smiles at me. Rose, would you mind helping me with this? I walked over to the fabric and wants me to look through. There are samples to tape clothes will be useful during the ball. This is going to be a long day. Rod comes immediately to the throne room after his history lesson starts on his dance lessons with Emily. I am only staying here because my responsibility as her personal maid to watch over her as she practiced. I watch as she steps out of Rita and Rod sighs at her. You're doing it wrong. That's the 10th time. 20th time. Sorry. Again. They start from the beginning, and I am unable to shift my own side when I mess up the same step again. This would make the 8th time. I really am terrible at this. Would you rather have the royal dance instructor teach you? He has more experience teaching than I do. Oh no, I really do want you to teach me, Rod. I'm sorry that I'm such a slow learner. You were always good at everything. Singing, dancing, cooking. Prince Rod cooks. Yes, Rod does cook. He's very good at it. You don't have to tell her that. Does it really matter? I love bragging about how talented my little brother is. I see a turn in Pink's cheeks as he turned away. Yep, he's totally blushing. Is he embarrassed? And looks down at the floor as she smiles small. I wish I was talented as you, Rod. I always thought Erin was over, and she always seems to bounce back with a smile, no matter how many times I pushed her away. Now, I can't help myself but reassured that thought. Still, seeing her like this only intrigues me. Pay yourself will get you nowhere. Not everyone can be perfect at everything when they first start out. I remember when Mother gave me a similar lesson. She always such a harsh teacher, and she hated when I showed weakness in front of her. She made me keep practicing till I had perfect whatever it was she wanted me to do. But that was never an option. I never had time for pitying myself. And instead of feeling sorry for myself, just try letting fail inspire you to do better. Rose, she's right, Rod. Instead of complaining, I should be working harder. I let out a sudden sigh and crossed my arms. You always look at your feet whenever you reach the unearned turn. Instead of focusing on counting your steps and letting practice Rod lead you, worrying too much on your next step is what's putting off the river and stares at me. Can you dance, Rose? I can. Why? Wow, that's amazing. This is nothing amazing about me being able to dance. Her praise made me embarrassed. Regretful. Maybe I could learn faster seeing someone else do the dance first. What are you talking about? We're dancing together, Rod, if you like it or not. We have been pressured into dancing together. It might be easier to copy the steps if I can have someone perform them first. She turns to me and sudden eyes brighten. Would you help me? I am mean to sit in any way I can, but dancing with her brother? Rod? Alright. Well, if I do step, at least I can prove that I'm a better dancer than Rod. Besides, I'm sure to be listening to Erin, no matter how absurd her requests are, if that is what you want. Really? Erin rushes up to me and takes my hands in hers. Thank you, Rose. I thought it might be an awkward request, but I'm so happy you're agreeing to this. I turn to Rod, who is glaring at me. I'm not dancing with her. She might step on my feet and give a disapproving look. Rod, please. Rod's eyes me whoa. I step towards him and offer my hand. Come on, Rod. You know you want to. It'll be fun. Shall we? Rod scowls at me for a few moments before taking my hand. Thank you, Rod. Aw, we're so cute. Aw. I put my hands on his shoulder and he placed his hand on the small of my back. Rod looks at me but quickly adjusts his glance. Is something wrong? I didn't think I would ever have to dance with you is all. Neither did I. Rod looked at me. This time he was uncomfortable, scowling on his face. He is not used to owning uncomfortable one here. We both start dancing. I start counting the steps. It has been a long time since I last danced with anyone, but the steps come naturally. The dance is rather similar. Why, Rod? and I moved slowly. I couldn't help but notice his careful footsteps. I realized that Rod really is a pretty decent dancer. Of course, I would never openly admit that. When we stopped, I hear him clap her hands as she looked at both of us in awe. You're really a good dancer. Thank you so much for showing me the steps. Now I know for sure what I'm doing that part. I just shrugged at her before stepping back in the corner. Em takes her position in front of Rod once more. This time, had a bright smile on her face. I can't believe something as similar as that made her so happy. At the end of the day, Em managed to do the steps correctly. She tells me many times how grateful she is for my help. After practice, I returned to my room and retreated to bed. I think about how happy Em was. How can such a small thing make a person so happy? You stepped out of ribbon again, Rose. But Mother, this is hard. A princess never complains. You must be perfect this waltz by tomorrow. Otherwise, I am not allowing you to play with your dolls for the day. But if you have time for objects, you have time to push yourself harder. Now once from the top. Yes, Mother. Oh, goodness. Creepy Mother. Save. That was interesting dance time. Peace, guys.